Hey, Genki Call here with your Soulforge offerings for the week of October 17th, 2022. All right, so for our legendaries, we have Borealis, which is part of my favorite Zul'Goth team for E12s. Just really, really nice because it has skull damage reduction by 65%, meaning that you're not going to get killed by your own skulls that Zul'Goth creates, and triple skull damage versus frozen enemies. You don't have to cast with this guy at all with the team I'm talking about, and I'll link that in at the end of the video. There will be a thumbnail in the last 15 seconds. But you don't have to cast this when you're using Zul'Goth because Zul'Goth will freeze them, and then you get the triple skull damage, and then it's just a really fast team. So for that purpose, it's really the only thing I use it for is the skull damage reduction and the triple damage on freeze. Then we have the Umber Wolf, who is really not something that you want to cast, generally speaking, unless he's almost dead. You don't want to transform. Not really. The thing about the Umber Wolf that makes it significant is its third trait, which is the fact that it creates a dark storm at the start of every turn. So you have a way to have a persistent purple storm, just purple. And then we've got Divinia, who is a really good mana generator. She's actually a really, really good troop. Her mana cost is a little high, but she explodes all red gems, cleanses all allies, gives them life, and every match 4 you get causes a random positive status effect on your allies, a random ally. So Divinia is really good. She's arguably the best healer in the game. And then let's see, Despond is the last. Ooh, I can craft Darksmith Drenza. Yay! Okay, I'll do that later. Despond. So Despond is an interesting troop. He does damage to an enemy equal to their attack. So if you are running a high level delve and they've got a 400 attack, you're going to do that much damage to them and all of the enemies above them. So if you're running that with Fairy Fire, it's really effective. So the Fairy Fire makes it do an extra 50% damage. So instead of 400 attack, 400 damage, if they have a 400 attack, you're going to do 600 damage. And that is just crazy, crazy good. Drain 3 mana from an enemy when matching 4+ gems, so you can castrate your enemies that way. Also, the exploded blue gem at the start of battle can get you a little bit of mana for your team as well. Alright, so that is it for the legendaries. Would I recommend crafting any of these? Generally speaking with legendaries, I don't recommend crafting them. 800 diamonds is a lot of diamonds that could be going towards either weapons or mythic, and you will eventually pull these with your keys more quickly than you will a mythic. So unless you need something for a specific team or to get your power levels up, I generally don't recommend creating legendaries in the Soulforge. So those are all there all the time. Okay, let's get to the mythics that are in here. We have 2 apocalypse troops in here, Plague and Death. So Plague is going to eliminate points of a random skill from all enemies. That random skill could be magic, attack, armor, or health, and then poison and disease them. Plus, every time you get a 4+ gem match, the enemies, all enemies, it looks like, lose skill points. 3 skill points. Is it a good mythic? I don't know. I don't have it. I suppose so. But the problem with the apocalypse troops is, hold on. Okay. So, the apocalypse troops, the problem is that they don't actually have a kingdom. Therefore, they will not help your power levels. They can't help your power levels. They're not attached to a kingdom. So, getting the power levels up in your game should be one of your priorities for sure. Because the higher your power levels are, the better your stats are going to be. That's how my stats are so high, because I have all of my power levels as high as I can possibly get them. It makes a big difference. And so I personally recommend saving all of the Apocalypse troops for when you have all of the other mythics and all of the other cards in the game. Then start crafting the Apocalypse troops. Death is another one. Another one I don't have. He death marks all enemies, does scatter damage boosted by his life. So, if you can boost his life enough, then he could do some damage, I suppose. The death mark could be amazing and could do nothing. And then steal 2 life from the first enemy at the start of every turn. And he is a necromancer, but again, Apocalypse. Doomclaw. I crafted this guy because I needed him for my Urskaya power level, and he's fun when he actually devours, but there are other troops that do it better. However, if you want to do something different, you can play around with this troop and hope that he devours. Personally, I much prefer Pycea, but if you need it for your power level, you need it for your power level, and if not, then I would wait until something you really want is in the Soulforge, because we're in a new mythic cycle, and I forgot to show you that here. These are all of the remaining Soulforge mythics. I will post a link to this so that you can go through at your leisure. Yeah, King Ollie puts this together every single week, and just really appreciated King Ollie. Thank you so much. But as you can see, every mythic pretty much is in the drop table right now, and the one you want the most could be next week. So keep that in mind. Bump. All right, back to this. Zathinos is always here. Scorpius is good. I like Scorpius with Magnus or Euryale because if they're poisoned, they die. If they're not poisoned, he does some damage to 2 enemies, and it's not a lot, but the insta-kill is pretty nice. Also, very nice is the all brown allies gain 1 to all stats at the start of each turn, making him really nice to run with the Archduke, which means that the Archduke is getting +4 to magic magic? +4 to magic every single turn because of his traits, and every time the magic goes up, you have more of a chance to insta-kill with the Archduke. So he's a good troop. Would I craft him? No, we're in a new mythic cycle, so that's entirely up to you. But just presenting what is here. Always here. That's it. Wait. Scorpius, Doomclaw, Death, and Plague. Okay, cool. That's it for the mythics. Now for the weapons. Let's go over the weapons. There's some good stuff in here. All right. So if you want to be annoying in Guild Wars, here's the Doom Scripture. These things are a pain to fight. I hate fighting them, but if you want it, there's no telling when we're coming back to Whitehelm. It could be 3 months, it could be 9 months before we're back in Whitehelm, and you don't want to get weapon blocked, because getting weapon blocked, any other kind of block, power level, mythic, whatever it may be, you can fix that. But you can't get the weapons until we are at that kingdom. So now this is a bad example using the Doom as an example, because the Dooms take Forge Scrolls to level up, and getting a fully leveled Doom means either crafting Forge Scrolls, which those paper things the things that you use to craft them are better used to make Imperials, or you have to wait until we do the Tower of Doom. Now, we have another Tower of Doom coming up. I don't remember what color it is, but anyway, that's by the by. We'll move on. There are things here that you can craft that you can fully level, so let's go over those. We've got the Divine Protector, which is going to do damage to an enemy boosted by divine allies, then creates a mix of 6 red and yellow gems for each divine ally. It will enchant your hero. It will also bless your hero. Is it bless or is it cleanse? Maybe it says cleanse. Either way, if your hero has any negative status effects when you cast with this, they will go away, which is very nice. And then, of course, red and yellow. There's a lot of red and yellow divine allies, or divine troops. So if you're running all divine, this could be a really good one. This could be good with Divine Ishbala team. Then we have the Guardian Hammer. I'm using this week. I've used this in Delves. It's really, really good with a double Gargoyle Ethereal Sentry team. This is for White Helm allies. specifically, and that includes the Hall of Guardians troops like the Gargoyle and the Ethereal Sentry, and creates yellow and brown gems. Well, the brown feeds the Gargoyle, the yellow feeds the Ethereal Sentry. It's fun and different. It's fun to do something different. So if you're running all White Helm, running Priest class, it's a good weapon for that. The 75 diamond one here, remove all yellow gems, deal damage to an enemy boosted by the gems removed. You will not get any mana out of it, but you will deny that color to your enemies. And it will cleanse your hero. And if the battle's or if the enemy is from White Helm or the battle's in White Helm, deals double damage. Love that they've added that to these cheapo weapons because that's very cool. Then we've got the Angel of Death. Angel of Death. Death marks an enemy and deals damage boosted by yellow gems. And, yeah. It's okay. But if you need a weapon for White Helm, it's another weapon that you can have. Now, Fist of Heaven is awesome. I love this weapon. It's one of my favorite explodey weapons because it seems to summon mythics 80% of the time, which, I love that. Get to use some mythics against your enemies if you're summoning. So, explodes yellow gems and random status effect to all divine allies, summons a divine troop. So, there are lots of very useful divine mythics. So, yeah, I love this weapon. Of course, I love the explodey weapons. And that is it for in here. Now, the weapon for tomorrow, for Tuesday, during the faction assault, that will be... I'm going to have to look here. Because I don't... Ooh, I just got 30 diamonds. Ooh, nice. That's a lot of tributes. Sorry about that. Okay, so the weapon, it is... maybe Guardian Hammer or something like that. No, not Guardian Hammer. Definitely not Guardian Hammer. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let me look. Kingdoms, White Helm. I may have to look on my forum. White Helm. Here it is. Apply weapons. And the weapon for the Delve is... Oh, it's the Guardian Crown. My bad. It's the Guardian Crown. Cleanse myself, gain life and armor, move myself to the front. So if you're in a delve or fighting a team that messes up the order of your team, you can pull yourself back to the front. Also, it will silence the first enemy and barrier. And it can be really good on some teams. I used to see it all the time with a Zul'Goth team that was very annoying to fight. But yeah, this will be in the Soulforge on Tuesday during the Faction Assault only. However, I recommend getting it from the Faction Assault shop with your gems instead because it's a much better deal. All right, now that is it for the Soulforge offerings for this week. Okay, cool. Anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye!